Hey guys, welcome back to F1 2013 Career Mode Season 2. Today we have round number 5 of the season. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's jump into it. It was Fernando Alonso who won the Bahrain Grand Prix after starting down in about 5th place, so it was really impressive to see him do that. I also had a microphone issue last episode. I hope it's fixed for this one. Honestly, I'll cry if my microphone somehow breaks. Hamilton leading the way in the championship though, 4 points ahead of Alonso. Vettel in 3rd. I don't think did he score points? No, he didn't. I don't think he scored any points last time out. Verne 4th. I have slipped down to 5th place in the championship. Raikkonen scored quite a strong result. I think it was a 4th place in Bahrain. So he's up to 7th place. And the big news, of course, the huge news, was Caterham getting both cars in the points. That's the first time they've scored points in the 2013 game. They scored no points in Season 1. They've already scored 3 in Season 2. It was an incredible result. In the Constructors, it means that Caterham have moved up to 8th place. Marussia, my old team, is last. Ferrari leading the way ahead of Red Bull and Mercedes. And Lotus sitting pretty in 4th place. On to my emails. Who cares about emails? I do. We have the Circuit de Barcelona Catalonia coming right up. And it's going to be potentially dry, potentially wet. I don't know. It's cloudy with sun. So most likely just sunny weather. Let's go into qualifying. So we have a new engine in the car this weekend. And you join me in Q1 on the prime tyres. Rich mix fuel. Hopefully we can actually get through the session on the primes. Usually we struggle. Felt like a pretty good lap. Maybe a bit tentative like it usually is the first lap in qualifying 1. So maybe it's worth just going for another lap. But the first banker is a 122.074. I stayed out there for another lap. But now I'm thinking about it, I don't think I actually needed to do that. And I don't think I'm even going to improve. I'm slower. Oh, 4 tenths quicker than Ericsson. That's probably not enough, is it? I was pretty okay with that time. A 22 flat put me a 10th behind Raikkonen. I go through in 7th place. Verne fastest, as he often is in Q1 and Q2. Verne seems to be really quick. Falls away in Q3. As Bianchi in the top 10. Marcus Ericsson continuing his great form. He's in the top 10 as well. So who are the drivers knocked out? It's Adrian Sutter and Kvyat, the 2 shock names knocked out. Both Marussias with Stevens ahead of Chilton. Kamui Kobayashi 21st and Esteban Gutierrez last. Again, that's not for the first time either. First lap in Q2 on the option tyres. I don't think I need another run. This lap might actually be the fastest time in the session. It's 5th place. I lost time in the final sector. I was purple through the first 2. But it'll safely get me through to Q3. Just maybe missing a couple tenths in that final sector to challenge my teammate Raikkonen. But we both go through. Raikkonen once again the fastest of the Lotus drivers. Vettel tops the session this time with Jean-Eric Verne down in 4th. Rosberg and Hamilton sandwiched between the 2 Red Bulls. We see both McLarens through. We see the Ferrari of Alonso and Bianchi through in the Sauber. Hulkenberg's not been in good form as of late. He gets knocked out here in Q2 in 11th place alongside De Resta, Ricciardo, Massa, Ericsson ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Time for Q3. Giving myself 1 lap in Q3. Make it exciting, of course. Rosberg a 20.7 provisional pole right now. What did we get in Q2? Was it a 21.5? I'm hoping to find at least a few tenths improvement. Maybe get a 21.2, 21.3 around there. Purple through the first sector. Tell you what, this is a good lap. Surely that's purple through the second sector as well. And it is just... Annoyingly, I went slightly wide at turn 10, so I don't think it's going to be pole, but surely it's close enough to the front row. It's only 7th! Oh, I lost half a second in that final sector again. I don't know what's going on, and I've been out-qualified by Raikkonen again. Pole position for Rosberg, just ahead of Sebastian Vettel, Jean-Eric Verne. He's having a good season. He's 3rd for Red Bull. Championship leader Hamilton 4th, ahead of 2nd in the championship Alonso at his home Grand Prix in 5th. Then it's the 2 Lotus drivers. I think if I didn't make that mistake, I would have been 3rd on the grid. I don't think I was getting pole position, but 3rd place was definitely possible. Magnussen 8th ahead of Bianchi and Sergio Perez. Let's go to race day. No rain on the radar. I thought there might have been a little chance. 3 stops. It's again option prime, just like it was in the last race. Although I saw in Bahrain the primes were lasting longer than expected. I might try and turn this into a 2-stop. We'll have to start with the options, but if I can stretch them to maybe lap 9, then put on the primes, then we can go all the way to maybe like 20 or 21 and then to the end at lap 33. It might work out. I'm targeting a top 5 in this one. Let's jump into it. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2013 Spanish Grand Prix is next. I'm just going to try and not think about my starts and hopefully just get a good start. It's a very long run down to turn 1. 3, 4 and 5 lights, and we are underway here for the Spanish Grand Prix of 2013. It's a bit of wheel spin. It is when you go to 3rd gear. That's when it starts bogging down, and that's when I start to struggle. But it's not as bad as it has been in some of the other races this season. side by side with Bianchi into turn 1, almost running into the back of Hamilton, who has to check up. There's Verne around the outside of his teammate Vettel through turn 2. Incredible racing up front from the Red Bull driver as I'm stuck on the inside of turn 3. I'm on the inside of my teammate Raikkonen, who has lost a little bit of momentum going slightly wider. As we break for turn 4, I might have had a look up the inside of Vettel there, not quite. But we have gained 1 place on my teammate Raikkonen, which is important for the intra-team battle. So it's Rosberg leading Verne, leading Alonso, who's had a cracking start. Started in 5th, up to 3rd. We've seen Alonso have some great starts in real life Formula 1. Even at the Spanish Grand Prix, he's had some great starts. He's done another one here today. I know I asked in Season 1 about tyre wear and which tracks were the worst. I think somebody did mention Spain being a particularly bad one. So if I can't pull a 2-stop off, it's okay. We can stick to the 3-stop. I could have moved the gears a bit longer, I think, because I'm sort of topping out towards the end of the straight, especially in slipstream. And DRS enabled this lap as well. And I'm out of DRS range of Vettel. Raikkonen definitely within DRS range on me, though. Might be a battle of the 2 teammates at Lotus. Teammate superiority is important in Formula 1, you know, getting the edge on... Got to stop using that word because it makes me feel uncomfortable. I'll tell you what really does make me feel uncomfortable. Kimi Raikkonen being this close to me. You see this quite a bit on F1 2013, where the first stint, everybody sort of sticks together. And it's only when we start doing the pit stops that people actually spread out. And that's Alonso getting past Verne for 2nd place. Just checking up a few of the drivers behind Hamilton and Vettel. Hopefully that gets me within DRS range, at least for a lap. Kimi Raikkonen's just gone wide at the previous corner in the background. I don't know if you could have seen it in the mirror of my car, but he's gone straight off the track and he's lost loads of places. He's down maybe in about 16th or 17th. Oh, Bianchi's got a run on me here. I went wide at turn 10 or turn 9. And under braking, the Sauber moves through. It's not a good lap for Lotus. And now Hulkenberg's got a run on me. I'm not even in DRS range of Bianchi already. Hulkenberg has made it inside the top 10 after his terrible qualifying session, of course. It's lap 6 and the tyres are friggin' destroyed. There is absolutely no way I can do a 2-stop strategy. It's going to have to be a 3-stop today. Yeah, the guys in front have just checked out. Vettel, 23.1. How's he saying personal best laps or fastest laps of the race when we're on worn tyres? Right, let's bring it into the box before I get swallowed up by everybody in the midfield. Surprisingly, some drivers staying out. Interesting. But we box. I think we got held ever so slightly. A 3.483 second stop. But we are going to maintain positions as we rejoin here in 16th place on the rejoin. Pretty certain every single car in front of me is going to box this lap. And I'm correct. Everybody does box. Everybody, maybe a couple drivers who started on the primes are still out there. But we are going to move up quite a few places. We've got DRS as well for the first time today. There's a few more drivers rejoining. That's one of the McLarens. Is that Hulkenberg in the Ferrari? It is. Can I go around the outside? Oh, what a move. Brilliant move. Warm tyres helped me out, but we're back up to where we were before, 7th place. And after the first round of pit stops, it's Jean-Eric Verne into the race lead. The Red Bull driver leads. Fernando Alonso 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, then it's Vettel. Rosberg, who was the race leader in the first stint, is down to 5th place, ahead of Bianchi, Early and Hulkenberg. That's the top 8. Slightly closing in on Bianchi, the littlest bit. It's about 3.6 seconds right now, the gap to the Frenchman in front. Caught by 1.3 seconds on the previous lap. I'm slightly quicker than Hulkenberg, who's now hugely under pressure from my teammate Raikkonen. Raikkonen, after his mistake early on, fell down to about 15th place. So far, he's recovered to 9th. Another lap has come and gone, and we are so close to the DRS range. We're boxing this lap, apparently. The tyre's not even that bad, but there's no way I can stretch it to a 2-stop now, so we have to commit to the 3. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Where am I going? Is that allowed? That's allowed. That's fine. We maybe lost a second there, but we're in for our second out of 3 stops in this race. Falling just outside the points on the rejoin. That's 11th place. Bianchi's still right in front of me. We've got to get past him on this stint. Can't park there, mate. Soto, you can't do that. That's what the yellow flag was for. They waved it green for some reason. He's finally retired from the race. Oh, safety car. Oh, no. Safety car is out, but there's loads of drivers who have yet to pit. They're going to get the jump here, I think. Although somebody's going very slow down this back straight. Who is that? Perez? Maybe? I think it's Perez in the McLaren. Me and Bianchi stay out of course. Bottas in behind. I think we've lost out big time here. Big time, because we pit on the lap before the safety car came out. And yeah, we're going to be in 10th place, I think. Vern leading Alonso, leading Vettel now in 3rd place. Hulkenberg, I worked out for him, he's up to 6th place. It worked out for my teammate Raikkonen as well, he's in 7th. And Daniel Ricciardo in the Toro Rosso, 8th place. So I am a net P10. I wanted to finish in the top 5 today. P6 is definitely possible, but we need to make some overtakes. Safety car in this lap, we're going to put it in rich mix. Thank you, Adam, for the sub. Positions up on this restart if I can get a good exit, which we can't really because the tyres are cold. Dumping the curves though to start yet another lap. Of course, DRS not enabled yet. You know what? I'll keep the curves deployed because we are gaining on Bianchi massively down towards turn 1, topping out with 315 kilometers an hour. Since turn 1 we get that's 9th place. Maybe a run up the inside into turn 10, or maybe to the outside, maybe to the inside, I don't know. Ricciardo was sort of covering the inside there, and he's so slow at the apex. What's he doing? Does he even know how to drive? And that's slipstream, and that's going to be an overtake on Ricciardo. So we move up to 8th place. Already a gap has opened up to the cars in front. As Vern sets the fastest lap, he's leading the way up front. Hello? I'm leaning on these tyres really, really hard right now. Just trying to close the... What's going on? I don't know how much of this video is even going to be uploaded because my microphone keeps breaking and resetting and changing settings on its own. I don't know what's going on. Look how close we're getting to my teammate Raikkonen now with DRS enabled as well. This is a 5-way fight for 4th place. Purple Sector 1. I am pushing so hard right now, trying to get these positions back that I lost unlawfully. It's not unlawfully. Unfairly, should I say, through that safety car. The DRS train means I can't actually get run into turn 1, which is kind of annoying. We started lap 24, so I'm boxing at the end of this lap. But unfortunately, I think everybody else will be boxing at the end of this lap as well. I hope Raikkonen's not boxing, otherwise that's going to be quite awkward with the Lotus double stacking. Raikkonen stays out, that's good. One of the Mercedes into the box alongside me as well. So we're in on lap 24 for my final stop, pitting from 8th place. Out we go in 10th place. So I've only lost a couple of places. Everybody has to pit again anyway. Well, apart from the drivers who've just gone into the pits. I'll just go for a move here on Perez up the inside. Nope. I'm just not brave enough, am I? So Perez boxes alongside everybody else who stayed out for the previous lap. Have I done enough to jump my teammate? That's the question. Down the main straight we go with DRS as well. I can see Raikkonen rejoining up ahead. And he's still ahead of me. Wow, okay. That was a really good in-lap. Hulkenberg jumped up ahead of Rosberg. So the Hulk, who started down in 11th, is up to the top 5. Using curves here and DRS and slipstream to pull side by side with my teammate Raikkonen down towards turn 1. And I get ahead of my Lotus teammate and into 7th place. Alonso, Vern, Vettel, the top 3. Alonso, he could win his home Grand Prix today, and this result would actually take him to the top of the championship standings. I think I just set the fastest lap of the race. 21.683, it says it's purple, so I'm pretty certain that was the quickest. And it was. Heh, good stuff. I haven't got enough overspeed to get ahead of Rosberg towards turn 1 unless I go for a very late send. I'm going to get a penalty. Yeah, straight up. No penalty! Get in there! 6th place. Okay, all fair and square. This might be the highest I climbed today, 6th place. Because Hulkenberg's now 2 seconds in front of me and I don't think I'm going to be able to catch. 3 laps to go. Raikkonen is actually less than a second behind me, so it still could be a battle of the 2 Lotus drivers for this 6th position. Starting the final lap now, I'm doing just enough to keep the Lotus of Raikkonen at bay. I'm keeping up with Hulkenberg. I'm actually faster than Hulkenberg. If I had another 5 laps, maybe we'd have caught him before the end. Fernando Alonso winning his home Grand Prix in front of his home crowd. As we exit the final corner for the final time, it's a very hard-fought 6th place finish. Well done to Alonso, who takes the championship lead with that result today. Jean-Eric Vergne is second ahead of his teammate Sebastian Vettel. They switched around on the opening lap of the race with a very bold move around the outside for Vergne. Hamilton in 4th ahead of Hulkenberg, a good recovery from him. James Dillon is 6th ahead of his teammate Raikkonen in 7th. Both Lotus drivers were probably hoping for better today, but things just didn't work out the way they wanted to. Rosberg down in 8th after their lates coming together with early. Magnussen and Bianchi completing the points. Marcus Ericsson again up there. He's in 12th place. Brilliant run of form for Marcus Ericsson, who will surely be gunning for a better seat on the grid for next season. Is it too early to think of next season? I'm not sure. We only have one DNF today, and that was Adrian Suttil. There's confirmation. Alonso into the lead of the championship. 9 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Verne is level with Vettel now. Tied, but he's ahead on, I assume, countback. He's in 3rd place, Vettel 4th. Early remains in 5th, ahead of Hulkenberg. Raikkonen is 7th. Rosberg only 8th. He'll be very disappointed with his season so far. Perez still ahead of his teammate Magnussen. Bianchi, a stand-up performer this year. And so is Marcus Ericsson, honestly. 15th place for Ericsson. He's looking really good. In the Constructors, it is Ferrari leading the way, ahead of Red Bull by 9 points. Mercedes in 3rd. They'll be hoping that Rosberg's performances improve if they want to win the Constructors' Championship this year. Lotus, McLaren, Force India, Sauber, Caterham all scoring points. Toro Rosso the first team not to score points. I thought Ricciardo, after being in the top 10 after the final pit stops, or at least after the safety car, could have scored points today, but it wasn't to be. Thanks for watching, everybody. I apologise if the audio is once again terrible. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Check out YouTube channel memberships if you want to watch these videos even earlier. Goodbye.